Hey, welcome, Edna Wilson, real estate professional here on the Space Coast of Florida. So excited to be spending a few minutes with you to talk about the 7 tips for recession house hunting. It is a little different. They're predicting in 2020 that we're going to be heading into a recession. Maybe not necessarily here on the Space Coast because we're kind of booming a little bit right here, but definitely around the nation. Also, while you're thinking about maybe buying your first investment property, don't feel like you have to do it here in the Space Coast. You could buy in Ohio or Montana or wherever, but just kind of think outside the box a little bit about that because other parts of the country are definitely going to feel a bigger reception than we are. But let's get right to it. Our 7 tips for house hunting in a recession. Number 1, do your homework. You need to know about each and every community, price per square foot, how old are the pipes in that area, how old are the houses in that area. Does that particular neighborhood have some settlement issues among some of the houses? We have that right here on the Space Coast. You want to know, make sure you know your price per square foot. That is exactly what your appraiser is going to be looking at. And that's exactly how we measure the value of a house. So whether it's $117 per square foot or $70 a square foot, know your market. Number 2, get your ducks in a row. Well, what does that look like? Well, you're not going to be the only person out there house hunting and looking for bargains. So we want to make sure you have your ducks in a row. Go ahead and get an insurance agent who you really, really honestly trust. He'll do great by you and give you great policies at a great price. Secondly, if you're going to be doing a lender, make sure you have a strong lender. I will tell you, when I represent a seller and I have offers on the table, one of the things I look at is, who is the lender? Are they trustworthy? Do they get you to the closing table on time? And to be honest with you, those who have the stronger lenders, they typically win. So make sure you have a lender with a great reputation who'll get you to the closing table on time. Then watch for motivated sellers. Okay, we say, Edna, how do we know what motivated sellers look like? Here's some tips. You want to look at, maybe the furniture is included in the property. Maybe the property is sitting vacant. Maybe the seller's willing to closing costs or offering a home warranty, or the house has been on the market for a long time. Those are all surefire signs that you must have a motivated seller who's ready to get rid of the property, and therefore there's probably a deal to be had. Now, number 5, make sure the title is clear. So in a recession, sometimes we see that titles can sometimes be a little fuzzy because people are so anxious, they don't do the due diligence to make sure the title is clear. So Aunt Betty, who maybe gifted the house to little Macy, who then put a lien on it for a bubblegum factory she wanted to start, just making all that up, obviously. But that is where we want to make sure the title is clear. Now, how do you do that? You work very closely with your agent and with the title company to make sure that you're buying a piece of property that doesn't have back taxes on it, that doesn't have some funky warranty deed on it. You just want to make sure it's clear, okay? And I'll help you do that. Then, number 6, avoid a bidding war. So why would you want to avoid a bidding war? Well, honestly, they typically get very emotional. They're great for the sellers, but not so great for the buyers, because you get caught up in the excitement and the adrenaline of the whole bidding war. And next thing you know, you're paying more for a property than you ever intended to pay for that property. So if it starts getting the bidding war, I'm going to tell you to do number 7, which is, don't be afraid to walk away. Because sometimes, even though it looks like a gem, it's time to walk away. So that's really where we want to kind of land, is if the inspection doesn't come out right or what have you, don't fall in love with the property. My husband always jokes, is once you fall in love, you're dead. So don't fall in love with the property. Okay, let's recap. So our 7 steps to recession house hunting is: 1, do your homework. Make sure you know the square footage, so on and so forth. Get all your ducks in a row. Work with a strong lender who really can get you to the closing table. Watch for motivated sellers, those who've been on the market for a while. Make sure the title is clear. Avoid a bidding war at all costs. And never, ever be afraid to walk away. Again, my name is Edna Wilson. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. You learned a little bit. This is actually what I love to do, is making dreams a reality. If you have any questions about anything real estate related or other, don't hesitate to reach out to me. My number and my email address are below. We'll talk to you next week.